teams at the moment within a game and a half of each other. So the play-in, I know there were mixed emotions when we first came up with this whole thing, but I am excited about it, Chandler. We could have the greatest play-in tournament of all time.
It's going to be awesome. And the play-in was such a home run. Like to have an elimination, our little March Madness version of the NBA. It's great. And these four teams, again, barring health injuries from the Mavs, Kings look great. They've been on fire lately. Zach LaVine's coming off Player of the Week. Timberwolves are starting to figure it out. Anthony Edwards obviously has got to figure out some stuff. He's got to control his emotions a little bit, but that's the most talented team in this kind of 6 to 7 to 10 range. And the Warriors, we know how good they've been since the addition of Jimmy Butler, so they're all right there. The Clippers are kind of the team I worry about. They're the team I think they could end up literally missing the playoffs because that's from 7 to 10 right there. They're so solid, and if Dallas can find a way to get some health, but it's going to be awesome because I wouldn't even know who to pick. I don't even know what the spreads would be right now. Obviously, we're still a couple ways out, but it's going to be highly competitive, and all those guys have no reason to tank. All those guys are kind of built to win right now, so it's going to be great.
And this is the time of the year that all of our talking points are going to come to the forefront. You know, it's going to come down to which teams are healthy, who has talent, the young teams, and then you got your veteran teams. Like, this is going to be the time where the good teams and the bad teams are going to start separating themselves based on experience and what you got in the tank. You know, like we just talked about Dallas. Dallas is falling a little bit because of injuries, but you see a team like a Houston sliding because of experience. They're a youthful team. They don't have it. The Clippers, they've come out of this All-Star break. I don't know what page they on. Like, they just can't figure it out. So this is the time of the year where you're going to start seeing teams separate themselves based on what position that their team's in, dealing with health and how much talent that you have available. So this is going to come down to the wire of all wires. And like Beetle just said, this is probably the play-in tournament that we've been looking forward to with 20 plus games left. We're placing ourselves for some really good basketball.
How about the Grizzlies? Their last 3 games, they've lost on 3 buzzer beaters.
That's insane, by the way.
The West is nuts.
Rick put a game last night.
Oh my God!
You did?
The slow Euro game winner. I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen a Euro that slow buzzer beater.
Real time. Here's the thing. I've already decided the Warriors for me are going to be the scariest of all of them. And there is a world maybe where they could move up a little bit, because right now you just mentioned both Houston and Memphis, and they're sort of trying to figure things out, and Houston's been dropping. Do you see that? Is there a world in which the Warriors move up?
It's crazy because looking at that 6, I think the Clippers are out. I think the Wolves, I think the T-Wolves and the Warriors they sneak in there, and then if the Mavs, depending on health, and if the Kings can continue to roll and play with the new additions they have, I like them. So I think that 8th spot. Again, I think the Mavs are kind of screwed right now without Kyrie Irving. And again, we have to wait and see what shows up on this MRI. But it's assuming he's out for a while.
Right.
It's going to be the Kings or the Clippers. And I right now, again, it's what have you done for me lately? I have to go with the Kings.
Kings. I think Warriors move up. I really do.
I'm looking. I think Warriors stay still in the 6th spot, and the only reason I say that they got a 4-game gap right there between 4-game gap and 5, and a 5-game gap from 4. I don't see Memphis and Houston sliding to the point that they had. I think they went through what they're going to go through, and they're going to be steady from the rest of the way out. So I like Warriors where they stand right there at 6. It's going to get tricky from 7 to 9 for me because I feel like the Timberwolves, they have the most talent, but the Sacramento Kings are rolling, and you're seeing the Clippers, they're going through it right now, coming out of that All-Star break. They're very sluggish, but they're also a team that can wake up at any moment and put pressure again back on the Warriors. But right now, I like the Warriors staying in 6, and I can see the Sacramento Kings getting themselves at a spot at the 7 right now.
God, give me Warriors-Lakers first round, 3-6.
So I was thinking about that, but would we be disappointed it was the first round?
No.
Yeah, let's get it out the way.
I think it'd
We
be
mean get it out of the way.
Battle of the fittest. Let's get it out the way.
Yeah, I would love it.
I don't know. I kind of want to. I want to cherish it. I want to have it there for a while. I don't want to be the first round. The Suns. Oh God,
There's
Suns. Hope for what though? Make the play-in? Is there hope really?
Yeah, that's about it.
And even if they, so here's the difference, right? I think when we talk about the Warriors back then making the play-in, it was like, oh, you don't want to face them. Does anybody feel like that about the Suns if they make the play-in?
I think like hoopers, like are a little okay. I still got to guard Kevin Durant, right? I still got to guard Devin Booker. Like they're still a dangerous team on paper, which I think is why that we're still even talking about them, right? It's why we're still shocked, why we're still surprised. They're the 11th seed right now. You know what? I guess the Sixers are the 11th seed in the East, but basically the Nets could be the 11th seed right now. We're not talking about them. It's because they are not supposed to be good. They are not supposed to be this bad, and they have Hall of Fame players on their team that you just think can just turn it on at any minute. But man, it was very humbling watching them from Austin, because they just look cooked. They look defeated. They don't look like they're having fun. They don't play together. They don't play hard. Their defense is really, really bad. So it just seems like there's no chemistry. There's a lot of butting heads, and then all these trade rumors, whether they're true or not, it's just I've never heard so many in the middle of like a season.
We've never heard Devin Booker.
Yeah, like Devin Booker to the Rockets. I'm like, it's just crazy. Everything you hear from their camp, from their organization right now is negative, and they're losing games. So it's tough. Me and Lou, we've been ride or die for the Suns, and
but who wouldn't be? I mean, if you even know who these people are, you would be like, whoa, this team's going to be amazing.
Aren't. I feel like they're not bought in. They're not playing winning basketball. They don't trust Bud.
By the way, the Trailblazers are there. They are right there behind. And they've been playing. Dude,
but you can
they've been playing well.
They're four games out of the play-in.
But at least they're playing decent basketball, right? Like at least they're competing. Like for 2 seasons now. Yeah, shout out to Big Shot.
Shout out.
But for 2 seasons now, Chandler and I have been on this wave with the Phoenix Suns, and I'm out. I'm done with it, because at this point, yeah, like
we're talking Blazers. They're so bad.
Yeah, like the body language isn't there. The narratives, the comments that are coming out of that camp. It doesn't give me the confidence. And I've played for Bud. I know what type of coach he is. So when you kind of hear these little subtle riffs going on between Bud and the players, I understand what's going on. Bud has a very college coach mentality. You know, he feels like a lot of things stop and goes through him, and that just isn't how it works in the pros. I'm sure he knows that he's a championship coach, and especially when you have superstar guys in your locker room, some of the messaging that you might be trying to get across at this points in their careers may not be resonating with these guys, and so you got issues there. So for that reason, they're still in the 11th seed. They've yet to put together one of those 8 to 10 game runs where we're saying, you know, they're 8-1 in their last 9 or 8-2 in their last 10. Like, we haven't said that about them since this big three has been together, nor have we said it since Bud has been their coach. And for that reason, I'm cool.
Dude, this is what it's like to get dumped by Lou Will. That's what it feels like. He's just out.
And I will say this, if you're in the fans of the Phoenix Suns, or you respect the swing and the miss by the new owner with Ishbia, like he put this team together, such high hope, expectation, at least you know you have an owner moving forward that's willing to take these risks. Just didn't work.
It just didn't work. Sometimes it just...
It's not you, it's me.
It's just bad chemistry. We did have a game last night. The Utes were out full force, the Rockets and the Thunder. SGA with 51. OKC wins. By the way, Houston, no Şengün, VanVleet, Brooks, or Thompson. He still had his 51, though, SGA did. Jalen Williams finished with 24, 4, and 3. Reed Shepherd got a start. Hey! 25 points. That's for you, Chandler. P.S. SGA now leads the league in 20, 30, 40, and 50-point games this season. Lou, he's your guy. Look at the pride on your face. Best pure scorer in the league, Lou. What do you say to that?
He's the best pure scorer in the league. He's the best player in the league, and he's a clear front runner for the MVP. He's done everything that we've asked him to do and more, and he's still adding to his resume. Like, at every point where you think you want to doubt this Oklahoma City team or you want to doubt SGA individually, he gives you another step. He gives you another layer that you didn't know that he had to his game. Like, you watch these clips, like, it looked like he's out there playing by himself. Step back threes, getting to the lane, doing everything that you can imagine that you would want for your star player to give you at a high level, man. So kudos to him. At this point, I don't know if there's a debate anymore about where we stand with this MVP argument, but he's the best pure scorer. He's the best player in the league. He's the MVP, and OKC is still the best team in the league right now, with the exception of, you can make an argument for Cleveland or even Boston making their run, but OKC has been that one consistent, and that comes on the work that SGA has put in.
Go ahead. Well, we have a fun stat. Do you want the fun stat first?
Sure.
Okay, show me the fun stat. I'm very scared because I'm not 100% sure I know what the fun stat is. There it is. What? Has more 50-point games than 99.4% of all players in NBA history?
I'm on that list.
My God.
I don't have one.
Oh, okay. I thought I was like, what list are part of it out? The 0.6 or the other? Wow, that's a fun fact.
I'm in the
for
big
me.
number.
You're like,
You know,
on the bad
it's-
side.
Like Reed Shepherd too. He eventually just started his.
Look at you.
He had an
Finally get to
unbelievable-
talk about him.
He had an unbelievable game, 25 points. I want to bring him on the show. You always talk about coming to the league moment.
Oh, yeah.
The league. It has to be getting up 50 ball at the SGA. The MVP puts 20 on you in the first quarter at his first start. But yeah, SJ's unbelievable. He's one of those players. He just plays at his own pace. He's so big. When you put a guy like Reed Shepherd on him, last night 2 or 3 times he fumbled the ball and then just like shot over Reed. Like it was ridiculous how good he is at a step back. He can stop on a dime. Listen, I think he's running away with the MVP as well, like Lou said, just especially because the team's success and what they've done. They've been the most consistent team all season long. It has a lot to do with SGA. He buys in on the defensive end. He gets his teammates involved. Just the way he carries himself too. Just that confidence, the poise, like never gets too up, never gets too down. He truly is remarkable, and it's the MVP, barring something nuts, it's his.
Okay, but what about best player in the league right now? Is that also him?
No, I'm taking Jokic.
So here we go. Okay, that's interesting.
But I mean, listen, he's the
right
best.
now, today.
Yeah, like
Most
if I'm thinking,
20s, most 30s, most 40s, most
Same
50s.
moment.
I don't care.
like if I'm
It's him.
picking one, like in a draft right now, and I get the first pick of anybody, and they're
Okay.
paying not like a stupid All-Star game, like a real game, like I still got to take
Did you just
Jokic.
call it a stupid all-star? What are you,
Yeah.
Draymond now? Like, no, what are you doing?
I'm just saying, if I got one pick to still go into next season
That's
with,
fair.
I'm taking Jokic.
Are you taking SGA one
not-
pick?
Of course he
That's
is.
moving the goalpost, but obviously you know who I'm taking. I'm taking SGA. He's on the best team. He's the best player. The numbers are there. Like he doesn't have to average 15 assists. He doesn't have to go out and get 15 rebounds a game. He's going out there and doing his job, and it works for this team. They win games by committee, and he's the best player by committee on that team.
Answer me
By
this, though.
far.
Does the
Riddle
best
me.
player in the NBA always win MVP?
Absolutely not.
Right, like
But
LeBron
he's
would
both.
have
He's
15.
Yeah, absolutely not. But he is though. This year, that's the case. The best player is gonna win MVP. As gaudy and as talented as Jokic and his numbers are, SGA has simply been the best player for his team in the league. They've been the most consistent. He checks all the boxes. I don't know what else we want out
No,
of him.
he's got my vote. The Nuggets are 11 games.
you have a vote?
back. Yeah, I got a vote.
That doesn't make any sense to me. How do you have a vote?
They're 11 games back. Like,
Yeah.
it's SVP.
It's SVU. I love it.
yeah.
I've watched 30 hours of it in the last 2 days. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get